Hi guys, James here. Today we are comparing two fantastic pedals, the Browne Amplification Protein pedal and the Kingtone Duellist, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But first of all, I've decided that this pedal giveaway that is going to happen when I have 2,500 subscribers, I'm going to bring it forward. So if you weren't aware and you hadn't seen it, I'll be giving away both of these pedals to one person. These are the JHS 3 Series Overdrive and Chorus. I did a video with these in, I'll link it up here. The idea was I was going to give it away at 2,500 subs to someone who has subscribed and commented on a video. That much still stands true, you have to subscribe and comment, but I had to think about it and I thought, although these are great pedals for the money and they do a really good job, especially the Chorus I really like, the Overdrive is really good as well. But I guess on this channel I've been doing a lot more videos with sort of boutique or, you know, slightly more specialist pedals, and I thought maybe I just picked the wrong pedals, to be honest with you. This is not a downer on these pedals. I'm really happy to give them away, and I think whoever gets them can really utilize them or do whatever they want with them. But I want to speed things up a bit so I can actually give away something different. I've got some ideas in my mind of some pretty special things that I would like to give away that sort of fit the channel a bit better. So what I'm going to do instead is, if I can get 150 likes between this video and the 2 videos that come after it, so 3 videos in total, then I will give these away then. Doesn't matter how many subscribers I've got. So what I really want you to do is go and hit the thumbs up button and let's get these given away as quickly as possible. The rules are you have to subscribe, you have to comment. We want 150 thumbs up between this video and the following 2, and what I'll do after the 3rd video of these 3, I'll give it about 7 to 10 days, let's say 10 days to hit that 150. It can take a bit of time. If I don't get those 150 thumbs up, then I'll wait a month and we'll do this whole process again. But if you want me to give these away as quickly as possible and to move on to something a little bit more boutique, a little bit more specialized for the 2,500 subscriber giveaway, then hit the thumbs up button. And yeah, thank you very much for doing that. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was, you know, I do a lot of gear reviews, whether it's amps, showing you various aspects of amps, pedals and guitars, of course. Every so often I'd just like to give you guys the chance to tell me which guitar to use or which amp to use in the next video, and I'll come up with an idea maybe based around that guitar or just use it for that pedal review. So I'm just going to show you around quickly in case you've not been here much before. So here are your choices. We've got 2 Gibson ES355s. That is, and excuse the slightly sort of haphazard camera work. We've got the vintage one is the red one, that's a 1966 or 7, I can never remember. And then we've got my Custom Shop 59 reissue. Or we've got this Epiphone 50s Les Paul, but actually with Gibson custom buckers in it, so not Epiphone pickups. And then we'll go around here. You could choose my John Case. This is a luthier handmade guitar with great bare knuckle pickups. It's a really hot guitar. You've got my own Strat that I've had since I was about 10 years old, but it's got Monty's pickups in it and I've had a lot of work done to it. We've got this 52 reissue Telecaster, in which I'd love to change this bridge pickup. We got my 50s Gibson Gold Top with P90s. Again, I want to change the bridge pickup in that one. Got my R9 here, which I love. That's the 60th anniversary. And we got possibly my favorite guitar at the moment, my Broadcaster. This is the 70th anniversary Custom Shop Journeyman. And then we've got my DGT, and we've got my, excuse my water bottle over there, we've got my special semi-hollow body. So just go down in the comments of this video and let me know which guitar you'd like to see in the next video, and I'll do this every so often just so we can cycle around the guitars and you can get to see the ones you want. So thumbs up for this video. Sorry this is a longer intro. Let's get on with it. Now we're going to compare the Browne Protein and the Kingtone Duellist. Okay, so apologies for that slightly lengthy intro. I just wanted to get that all out there, but we can now move on. What I'm going to do, for most of this video, we're going to use this amp, the Morgan MVP23. It's a good pedal platform, but it has its own character. It's an EL84 power-driven amp, so it's got some chime. I've just turned off the Browne Protein for a moment so that we can just hear the amp by itself. So you can hear that, it's definitely not just a completely flat sound, it's got its own character. So the way this is going to work, I'm going to go through the left hand side of both of these pedals, then the right hand side, and then sort of use this cast of pedal characters. That metaphor is trash, sorry about that. We're going to go through these two pedals and compare them. I've got a second amp plugged in and ready to go, the Bloomfield Drive. But to keep things a bit simpler, I'm not going to do everything through both amps. Probably nearer the end of the video, I'll just quickly switch over to that one and show you what it might sound like through a more American type amp, or a very American type amp. So I've got the pedals set up in pretty much the sort of positions I like them to be in, and then we'll work from there to show you the range of them. The left-hand side of both, I'd say, is reasonably similar. I'm not 100% sure the left-hand side of the Protein. I've heard that it's a John Mayer OD style, so that would tell me Dumble. But I think I've heard other people think it's similar to the heavy hand of the Duellist, which is the Marshall Blues Breaker. Either way, whatever it's supposed to be doesn't matter. Let's hear what it sounds like. So this is the Protein. Now the Duellist. I'm going to leave my conclusions to myself for a little while. I do actually have a definite favourite between these two now, and I've had the Duellist for 8 months perhaps, the Protein for about a week, just so you know. Okay, I'm going to push them on the volume a little bit. Let's keep going. I don't want to tell you what I think yet. Just going to try and bring them similar together in volume whilst I've got the gain really high to show you what the gain's like. See, I think when you push the gain of a pedal, you really can see what its intentions are. Clearly, the heavy hand on the Duellist is there to compress a lot more than the Protein's left-hand side is. You can just feel that, you know, and then you switch over. roll the gain back that's pretty far and use the volume, we'll sort of see what qualities that brings. It's harder to tell them apart when you're not using their sort of gain, which has a lot of their character. Don't you feel like the Protein is just that much more open in its sound? See, for me, I don't know what you can hear necessarily, but the balance of it is for me that the Protein has a much more open sound. It has lower gain. It's more transparent. It really allows the sound. I'm just going to flick that though from fat into glass on the Duellist to show you what sort of difference that might make. And back to stock. There you go. For me, it's definite that for a Strat at least, the Protein side of the left-hand side of the Protein is my favoured between those two. It just has that, for me, goosebump giving quality of pushing your rig to its best potential. I mean, let me just show you through the Bloomfield drive what I think. That's really interesting because on that amp, the difference is less obvious and the Duellist felt really good through that. And this is the reason I've been sitting on this review for quite a while. Although I only bought the Protein last week, I was thinking about how am I going to compare the Duellist to something? Because such high quality pedals react really differently to different amps. So the situation is not super simple. Through EL84 amp, the Protein seems to be a bit more dynamic, a bit more transparent. And the Duellist's compression seems more obvious. And then you go into an American style amp and suddenly that smoothness that the Duellist is bringing in its compression comes into its own. Yeah, I can't give you a straight answer on that amp. Definitely on this EL84 amp, I prefer the Protein. Yeah, because the compression on the Duellist just seems more obvious and more processed. Right. I'm going to move on to the other side. And we'll go through a similar sort of thing. The right-hand side is Nashville Nobles ODR1, basically, on the Protein, and it's Tube Screamer on the other. So less of a comparison of the tone and the sound, just again more about how it feels to play. Definitely doing their own things on here. On this side of the pedals, the Protein suddenly seems like it's got a bit more compression, a bit more processing happening, which does remind me of my Nobles ODR1. And on the string singer side of the Duellist, that's a great Tube Screamer compared to other Tube Screamers that I've tried. Again, we should try it on the Bloomfield quickly. So this is the Protein. It's a hard one on that side. I think they're quite different from each other. And certainly it could be the right-hand side of the pedal that really tells you which one you should buy if you want a fantastic Tube Screamer. Although I'm not sort of getting it right now. When I put this through, let's say, like a Princeton or a really Fender-ish amp, like a Vibrolux, the Tube Screamer on that Duellist really sings of Stevie Ray Vaughan to me. And the Nashville style overdrive, well, let's just use their gain stage a bit more to sort of figure out what it's like, but it's more... Yeah, that's when you tell the difference, and it's when I wish the left-hand side of the Protein and the right-hand side of the Duellist came together into one pedal. But ultimately, this is how I would possibly keep them in my rig. You know, they have that completely different character when you do it like that. Okay, again, we'll get to the complete conclusion at the end. The last little trick on both of them is to sort of put both sides together, and Browne Amplification say that that's pretty much like a third sound. think the two sides of the Protein together, that is brilliant. I mean... I think it's probably becoming clear to you which one of the two I prefer, but I still won't say its name yet. Okay, let's see how they play with other pedals, and I think the left-hand side is a good way to do that. Just going to turn that down a little bit. Otherwise, we're going to blow everything. Okay. Let's start with the Mythos Mjolnir. So without the Mjolnir. It's okay. The Mjolnir by itself is, it's a Klon Centaur clone type pedal. So it has that beautiful, crystal clear but compressed sound, which I associate myself with Klon pedals. Put them together and it's sort of over compressing everything a little bit too much. So that's just my view on that. Let's go for the fuzz. The Austin Pride. Okay, so on the Browne Protein. That's a great match. Yeah, the Protein and the Austin Pride is fantastic. Let's see if you need a transparent overdrive with these pedals. So the DoD is a great transparent. Again, the Protein seems to hold up better when it's like boosted by another pedal. It just has so much headroom, I guess. It's to not overly compress, which the Duellist compresses a lot more, so that makes sense. Okay, the BB preamp, which is a great pedal. I'm still to do a review on it. Yeah, I don't love that. Again, pushing the heavy hand with something else is not working as well for me, so I'm going to pull the gain back on it. That Protein pedal is really special. The Duellist, I've been enjoying it for a long time. sort of been waiting for something else to come along that can, you know, give me something else. Okay, let's try the revival drive with it. Let's go for a US bright cap on the revival drive. It's pretty bright. Do you know, sometimes you're just drawn to a certain thing, and right now I'm thinking the BB preamp and the blue side of the Protein. Love that. Right, I've got to put the Les Paul on just for a moment. Okay, because of the humbuckers, I just pulled back the gain a little bit for less compression and just increased the tone a bit. So the Protein. Funny, you can tell the difference quite a lot less when you're using a Les Paul. I was thinking that earlier when I was trying this out. So that really tells you something if you're a Les Paul player, humbucker player. So it would make sense to try out the other side with the Les Paul as I feel like, you know, it's quite an important decision for someone if they're going to buy one of these. You know, they're both reasonably expensive pedals, take up a lot of real estate on your board. And if you really want my opinion is if I could only buy one, although the tube screamer side of the Duellist is quite influential to me, I would definitely buy the Protein. I think it's better to give you my real opinion rather than just equivocate and say they're both great. They are both great. But when you play them, the Protein, you know, it might not come out in my playing. You know, I'm not a top level player. But for me, when I play them through either amp, the playability, the feeling, the dynamics, everything, I've been playing with these, you know, together on the board for a week, I just prefer the Protein. I just think it offers great transparency on one side. It's also a great sort of handy tool. With that right hand side gives you, I wouldn't say generic, but it is, you know, reasonably generic, like a Noble's ODR1 sound is if you want that rock sound. You know, for a gigging musician, especially like if you're doing covers and things, you can get such a lot of different band sounds using that sort of compression. I would say if you're interested in the Duellist, go and watch Peach Guitars channel, Jack, the demonstrator there, is one of the best guitarists I've ever heard, the most versatile. He almost always uses the Duellist and he makes it sound fantastic. So don't just take my word for it if this is a big decision for you. But the Protein is very exciting for me. Especially this left-hand side. Yeah, that is my final opinion. Is I prefer the Protein over the Duellist. If I can only have one on the board at any time, most likely it would be the Protein. The Duellist will come out for specific reasons. It does an SRV sound fantastically when you really push the right hand side. And you know, actually, I haven't shown you everything in this video. It's really difficult to sort of show you everything. The tone options with the glass mode, with a Strat on reasonably low output sounds, that glass thing with the double stops really gives you a great classic vintage Fender sound. So it's quite a unique thing to that pedal. So if you love that could really be your bag. So, but the Protein at the moment's my new thing, and I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm going to revisit these in a month or two. Maybe just, you know, a quick 10-minute follow-up. Do I still prefer the Protein? But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been useful to you. Again, hit that thumbs up button. We want to get 50 thumbs up on this video or more so that we can give away those two pedals quicker and move on, because I'm going to be giving away something really good, I think, at 2,500 subs. So let's give away these two JHS pedals as quickly as possible. Let me know which guitar you want me to use in the next video. Just, you know, pick one. What's your favorite? And if I get many comments, I'll count them up and I'll use that. And otherwise, please subscribe to the channel and enjoy the rest of your day. See ya.